The National Communications Authority will soon begin the implementation of specific policies to ensure a level playing field for all network operators within the telecommunications industry. It will do so by enforcing the provisions of the Electronic Communications Act 2008 and the National Telecommunications Policy to address what it says are glaring disparities in the market share and revenue share in the sector. The policy directive is motivated by evidence of a growing market imbalance and creation of a near monopoly in the telecom sector. Well, let's get some perspective to this story. Joining me via Zoom is Fuad Chalabi, who is a telecoms analyst. Great to have you on Business Live tonight, Fuad. What do you make of this move by NCA to check the growing market imbalance and creation of monopoly in the telecom space?
Thank you for having me. But this market structure, the new market structure, is based on the open market, because there is so many operators and there was no monopoly. So based on the competition, this is how the market structure, or we can say that the market has led MTN to be the leader for so many reasons. We can, yes.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that this is due to the investment done by MTN and so many value-added services that is presenting and the quality of service that is done by them. So it is when you have so many operators in the market, and even in a previous period there was a complaint is that the number of operators is too many. There has been a merger between Airtel and Tigo. Vodafone is in the market. And all players who are in the market are international players. But it's about taking opportunity. The 4G license, for example, has been in the market for a while. But it was MTN who grabbed the opportunity and started the 4G. And definitely this has led to an increase in the market share. In addition to the mobile money, they were the leading party in the mobile money. So as well, this is added to their market share. So they were doing something wrong, right. They weren't doing something wrong. So if you are doing the right thing, you should be rather compensated, and you're investing, you should rather be compensated.
Right, and so that leads me to the next question as to why the NCA or government would want to sort of, in their words, check this imbalance in the system.
According to the article that I was reading, it seems that the law has been there since 2008, and we are now 2020. And since 2008, and I think from 2010, MTN has always been the leader in the market, in a sense that they always had almost 50% of market share. So the 70% that everybody is talking about now, which make them so dominant, it didn't happen overnight. It was as well through a process, and I think there is always, every year and every quarter, there is a report that check this. But I think is as well the non-performance.
All right, it seems we are having some issues there. We would try and get Fuad, if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Fuad? I don't think Fuad can hear me. We'll fix that technical challenge, and then we would get right back to Fuad. Are we taking a break or moving on? All right, so as we've been talking, MTN Ghana, which has the biggest market share, of course, has been responding to the issues I was discussing with Fuad. It says that it has not received formal notification about the latest move by the NCA to ensure a level playing field for telcos. It says it is waiting for that notification to assess it. So let's pull up the slides. Okay, you can see the slides right in front of you. So that statement says, CANCOM MTN Ghana has noted media reports concerning a decision by the National Communications Authority to implement specific policies to ensure a level playing field for all network operators within the telecoms industry. It goes on to say that MTN respects the NCA's purview to regulate the telecommunications sector in Ghana based on legislation and best practices. However, MTN Ghana has not yet received the formal notification from the regulator and awaits this to assess the details. Until then, MTN Ghana will refrain from making any more statements or comments on this matter. So that's MTN, the market leader's reaction to that move by the NCA and government to sort of get a level playing field for the telecom sector. We'll try and get Fuad back on the Zoom connection so we can continue this conversation. Joining us via phone this time again. Fuad, thank you for your time. And so you were making a point. I was asking you about why the government would want to do so at this time.
So first, I think the time is very inappropriate, especially with the global economy and definitely what's happening with the COVID-19 and its impact on the market. Today, what we need to focus on to make sure that MTN will not take the country as a hostage. In a sense, if I have a market share, but this market share has been created not through monopoly. It has been created through competition. Mm-hmm. So if I was the first to invest, if I was the first to acquire 4G, if I was the first to introduce, that means I've done my part. And this is why I gained the trust of the market and the public in order to subscribe to my service. So I don't see anything wrong with this. So MTN didn't, and I'm not here as a lawyer for MTN or I'm trying to defend, but I'm saying this because this might impact other industry. So if an industry is doing well, we should see how we can protect ourselves and make sure that it is giving us the right service. For example, we all remember that there is an issue that took place with MTN 2 months or 3 months ago when they had a problem with their undersea cables. I think this is something that should be addressed in a sense, is that like what assurance MTN can give that they have the necessary redundancy in case something like this happens. Because now the situation is that 60, 70, 80% of the country depend on MTN for its communication. So it's a big responsibility. This is, I think, where the NCA or the ministry should make sure is that nothing happens. But from what I understand is that, like, no, now you should, in a way, slow down so the other can, follow you or, like, catch up with you, which is, I don't see where is it coming from. Because, yes, you should be from the beginning. The law has been there from 2008. So when MTN were coming close to certain things, you could have maybe advised me not to go further. Is that like, okay, we are in a way, we are telling you, but to my knowledge, this is a free market. This is why everybody is interested, and this is why people want to invest in Ghana, because of the environment. The environment is not healthy and appropriate for investors. Why should I come to Ghana to invest? And MTN has been there, and other big player is there. So if, for example, Vodafone decide I don't want to invest in Ghana, so the others should not invest and should wait for me, is another question. So for me, I put it in a different way. But yes, and at the same way, what MTN is doing is the behavior of MTN in some cases is that because I am dominant, I should dictate certain things, especially on third parties. So if I want to do business with MTN, now the behavior of MTN, because I am the dominant, you should adhere to my rules, whatever is the cause, because I am the biggest operator. And definitely everybody wants to work with the biggest operator. And we can give one example how all the banking and financial sectors fall under the feet of MTN in order to run the mobile money, which is in fact, if we are in a normal situation, it should be the other way around, because the bank, they didn't deliver the right product. MTN came with the mobile money and it happened. So yes, definitely there should be certain things, but in a way, it should impact the consumer. It should impact the small and medium company, business. Because now, yes, one of the things that is hard to do is maybe to do business with MTN because of their behavior, because we are the dominant.
All right.
I can give one small example, like value-added service company. Now, MTN, if they tell you I can do revenue share 80-20, You should say yes, where it used to be 50-50 or 60-40 to the content provider. So yes, this dominance has certain impact, but I think the way it's been addressed to favor the operator that were not performing, this is where I see that there is an issue.
Thank you so much, Fuad Chalabi, for your thoughts this evening. We are so grateful. We'll see how things play out if this goes ahead, if government enforces this new legislation.